Hello, everyone. Let us understand what is a database, what is a database management system, because we all directly or indirectly interact with the database in some or the other way. So, to understand what actually goes in the database is very important for the course of study in computer science. What is a database? Database is nothing but a collection of related data. Uh, what we see as the DBMS is a collection of tables. So the tables will be related to each other in a particular database. And the software that is used to manage the database is called DBMS. The Database Management System manages the databases. The database management system manages the various databases which are stored, and each database will have certain files or tables associated with them. The users will interact with this DBMS to derive, to access, to update, or to insert data in the database. They access it in various ways. The user might directly query the DBMS, or otherwise there might be an application which is used to help to interact with DBMS. So there are various ways to interact with DBMS so that I check the data in the database. So sometimes it's usually like using a form, and then the output, the final output of the data goes and sits in the database, and then the final output could be something like deriving some kind of reports for the database. So database is nothing but a collection of related data. Data is includes certain known facts that are recorded and have some meaning. Whenever we talk about a database, we consider a mini world. Now, mini world could be something like hospital management, supermarket management, or a banking system, ticket reservation system, hotel reservation system, something like that. So that we consider a domain, or you can call it mini world. Uh, Database is a logically coherent collection of data. See, it does not make sense to have one table which is withdrawal in banking and another table which is patients from hospital system. No, if I have a database and it has two tables, then I can have withdrawal or deposit like in banking system, or I might have patients and doctors like in hospital management. So it's a logically coherent collection of data. A random set of data cannot be called as a database. We build the database for some purpose, and it is for some set of users. So now, what is a database management system? It's a collection of programs which helps the users for creating and maintaining a database. It facilitates, basically, so we it helps to maintain the database, and it is doing some four tasks. Those four tasks we are going to see now. So it includes defining, constructing, manipulating, and sharing. See, what is defining? We have to define the data in the database. Okay, now the let's say the patient table will have patient ID, patient name, then patient age. So that will be defining. I define what will be the data types, what are the constraints, and everything gets stored in the database catalog, and it is called as metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is information about data in the database. Then we construct the database. So constructing the database means we initially put some data into the database, then after that we manipulate it. Now manipulation will include either querying the database, or I can insert few more records, or I can update the records, or I can delete the records from the database. I can generate some reports. The next is sharing. Now, sharing, the database file can be shared with any other user depending upon security. Other than these four major functions, DBMS also helps me to protect the database and maintain it over a long period of time. So protection means I protect it from any hardware or software attacks. And security is enabled with the help of login and password, so I avoid any unauthorized access and various other constraints and means. Two more things we should know. One is application program. So consider if we book a ticket through a website, that becomes the application program using which I'm accessing the data in the database. And the next one is query. Now query is some request for data. So when I say, let's say select star from patients, so I want to view the entire patients table, so that is a query. So, example, if I consider university environment, there will be few entities in the university environment: students, course, section, and I might have certain tables related to those. So, this is an example of uh, a database.